dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
There is a fifth dimension beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone. Maple Street, USA, late summer. A tree lined with the road behind porch sliders, hopscotch, the laughter of children, and the bell of an ice cream man. At the sound of the roar and the flash of light, it will be precisely 6:43 p.m. on Maple Street.
What was that? A meteor?
That's what it looked like. I didn't hear any crash then, did you?
No, I didn't hear anything except a roar.
Steve, what was that?
Guess it was a meteor, honey. It came off a post, didn't it?
Too close for
Hi, bud.
Maple Street, 6:44 p.m. on a late September evening. Maple Street, in its last calm and reflective moments before the monsters came.
Operator! Operator! Something's wrong with the phone! Operator! The stove turned off. I had the soup on the stove and the stove just turned off. Same thing over here. I can't get the phone to work either. Electricity's off. Phone won't work. Can't get a thing on the radios. My power won't work, but it won't work at all.
I'll cut through the yard, see if the power's still on Flowery Street. I'll be right back. It just doesn't make sense. Why should the power go off all of a sudden and the phone line?
Maybe it's some sort of an electrical storm or something.
Well, that don't seem likely. The sky's just as blue as anything. Not a cloud, no thunder, no lightning, no nothing. How could it be a storm?
I can't get a thing on the radio, not even the portable.
Well, why don't you run downtown and check with the police? No, they'll probably think we're crazy or something. A little power failure, and right away we get all flustered.
It isn't just a power failure, Charlie. If it was, we'd still be able to get a broadcast on the portable. I'll run downtown. We'll get this all straightened out. I don't understand. It was working fine before.
Is it out of gas?
No, I just had it filled up.
What's it mean?
It's as if everything is turned off. We better go downtown.
Two of us can go, Charlie. Could be a meteor. Meteor couldn't do this.
Mr. Brand, you better not.
Why not?
They don't want you to.
Who doesn't want us to?
Them.
Them?
Who are them?
Whoever was in that thing that came by overhead.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Whoever was in that thing that came by overhead. I just don't think they want to sleep here. That's why they turned everything off.
What do you mean? Whatever gave you that idea?
Now, isn't that the craziest thing you ever heard? Is that what in every story I've ever read about a ship landing from outer space? From outer space yet? Sally, you better get that boy of yours off to bed. He's been reading too many comic books or seeing too many movies or something. Tommy, come over here and stop that kind of talk.
Go ahead, Tommy. You'll see. That wasn't any meteor or anything like it. It was just a power failure, likely as not. Meteors can do some crazy things, though, like sunspots.
Sure, that's the kind of thing, like sunspots. The rays came with better reception all over the world, and this thing being so close, why there's no telling the sort of stuff it can do. Go ahead, Charlie. You and Steve go down to town and see if that isn't what's causing it.
Mr. Brand! Mr. Brand, please don't leave here. You might not even be able to get into town. That's the way it was in the story. Nobody could leave. Nobody except...
Except who?
Except the people they had sent out ahead. That's the way they prepared things for the landing.
Well, I guess what we'd better do then is turn to check on the neighborhood, see which one's supposed to really human.
Yeah.
Well, come on, guys. There must be something better to do than to stand around making bum jokes about it. I wonder if Flowery Street's got the same deal we got. Where's Pete Van Horn anyway? Didn't he get back yet?
Can you get started, Les?
No dice.
You got his car started somehow. He got started. How come his car just didn't start it like that?
Why didn't you come out with the best of us to look, whenever he wasn't anywhere near it? I mean,
don't understand. I tried to start it and it wouldn't start. You saw me. You all saw me. I swear I don't understand. What's happening?
Well, why don't you tell us? Nothing's working on the street. Nothing. No light, no power, and no radio. Nothing except one car. George.
Well, hey, I've got a car that starts by itself. Well, that's a free thing. I admit it. But is that supposed to make me some kind of criminal or something? I don't know why the car works. It just does.
Relying on a mind for kid less. Seems that the general impression holds that maybe one family isn't what we think they are. Fifth columnist from outer space, different than us. You know anybody that might fit that description here on Floral Street?
What is this, a gag or something? Is it a practical joke or something? Now the lights flicker on and off in my house. That's supposed to incriminate me, isn't it? I mean, really, we've lived here 5 years, me and my wife. We're no different from any of the rest of you. Really, this whole thing is just weird.
Well, if that's the case, let's come and explain why.
Explain what?
Look, let's forget this.
No, go ahead. Let her talk. Explain what.
Well, sometimes I come out on my porch and I'd see Mr. Goodman here in the wee hours of the morning, standing outside of his house, looking up at the sky. That's right, looking up at the sky as if you were waiting for something, as if you were looking for something.
You know, really, this is for laughs. You know what I'm guilty of? I'm guilty of insomnia. Now what's the penalty for insomnia? Did you hear what I said? I said it was insomnia. I said it was insomnia, you fools. You scared frightened rabbits, you. You sick people, you know that? All of you. You don't even know what you're starting. Because let me tell you. This thing you're starting should frighten you. Because God is my witness. You're letting something begin here that's a nightmare.
It just doesn't seem right though. Keep him watching them? Why, he was right whenever he said he was one of our neighbors. Well, I know Ethel Goodman ever since they moved in. We've been good friends.
Well, that don't prove a thing. Any guy who spent his time looking up at the sky early in the morning, well, there's something wrong with that kind of person. There's something that ain't legitimate. Maybe under normal circumstances we could let it go by, but these aren't normal circumstances. Why, look at this street. Nothing but candles. Why, it's like going back into the dark ages or something.
Hey, you stay right where you are, Steve. I don't want any trouble. Listen up. Anyone says foot on my porch, that's what they're going to get. Trouble.
Look, Lennis.
No, I've already explained to you people. I don't sleep very well at night sometimes. I get up and I take a walk and look at the sky. I look at the stars.
That's exactly what he does. Why, this whole thing, it's some kind of madness or something.
Exactly what it is. Some kind of madness.
Well, you best watch who you're seen with, Steve. Until we get this all straightened out, you ain't exactly above suspicion yourself.
Or you, Charlie. Or any of us that seems from age 8 on up.
Well, what I'd like to know is, what are we gonna do? Just stand around here all night?
There's nothing else we can do. One of them will tip their hand. They got to.
There's something you can do, Charlie. You can climb into bed and forget about it. You can quit strutting around like some self-appointed angel. Just climb into bed.
You're real anxious to have that happen, Steve. I think we should keep our eye on you, too.
I think everything might as well come out now. Steve, you're always done plenty of talking about how odd you are.
Go ahead. Tell us what she said.
Go ahead. What's my wife said? Let's pick out every single idiosyncrasy of every single man, woman, and child on the street. Then we might as well set up some kind of kangaroo court or something. How about a firing squad at dawn, Charlie? Get rid of all the suspects. Make it easier for you.
There's no need getting so upset, Steve. It's just that, well, Myra's done plenty of talking about how there's been plenty of nights you spend hours down in the basement working on some radio set or something. Well, I've never seen that radio.
Go ahead, Steve. What kind of radio set you working on? I've never seen it. Neither has anyone else. Who do you talk to on that radio set? And who talks to you?
Surprising, Charlie. How come you're so dense all of a sudden? You know who I talk to? Talk to green three-headed flying men who come over and will look like meteors.
Steve, please. It's just a ham radio set. I bought him a book on it myself. It's just a ham radio set. It's in the basement. I can show it to you.
Show them nothing. They don't look inside our house. Let them get a search warrant.
Look, buddy, you can't afford to.
Don't tell me what I can afford, Charlie. Stop telling me who's dangerous and who isn't. You're all here with them, all set to crucify, all set to find a scapegoat, and look, friends, all that's going to happen is that we'll eat each other up alive.
It's not the only thing that can happen to Steve.
It's the monster! It's the monster!
You may need this.
Shotgun? Good Lord, will anybody think it's thought around here? What good would a shotgun do against?
No more talk, Steve. You're going to talk us into a grave. You left my
It's Pete Van Horn.
Pete Van Horn, he was just going to go to the other block to see if the
You were so quick to kill, Charlie. You were so quick to tell us what to be scared of. Maybe you had to kill. Maybe Peter over there knew something.
What? I don't know why the lights are on. This is some kind of gag or something.
A gag? A gag, Charlie? There's a dead man on the sidewalk and you killed him. Does it look like a gag to you?
No, it's not. No, it's not me.
Yeah.
It's Tommy. He's the
Understand the procedure now? We should have a few of their radios, machines, telephones. Those moves in the darkness for 2 hours and sit back and watch the pattern. And this pattern is always the same, with few variations, to find the most dangerous enemy they can, and it's themselves. And we just sit back and watch.
Then I take it this place, this Maple Street, is not unique.
By no means. The world is full of Maple Streets. We go one to the other, destroying themselves. One to the other, one to the other, one to the other.
The tools of conquest do not necessarily come with bombs and explosions and fallout. There are weapons that are mere thoughts, attitudes, and prejudices, confined only to the minds of men. For the record, prejudices can kill, and suspicion can destroy, and a thoughtless, frightened search for a scapegoat has a fallout all its own for the children, and the children yet unborn. And it is a pity that these things cannot be confined to the Twilight Zone.
You unlocked it.
That was a good one, huh?
Guys, thank you so much for coming to take pictures and whatever. They're going to be performing this next week for hopefully some of the 7th grade classes to come see during the day, so that after they've read the play, they can see what it's like performed by their peers on stage. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for coming.
Yay.